I think the biggest difference in high school sports now than when I was in high school is definitely the opportunities that are given. I don't think when I was in school there was many opportunities that was presenting themselves. Although we had some pretty good athletes, I think the athletes now are just probably at a different level athletically. Where they come short at is the mental part of it. Just not enough competition. Not getting outside competing every day makes a difference. But other than that, though, just opportunities. The opportunities are just a lot different.
I'd say a big difference in high school sports today compared to when I was in high school. I think a lot of it is what we're able to do on our phones, realistically. The biggest thing is like everything you all want to look up or everything you need to look up in those situations, you have it right there on your phone. Where for us, when we were in high school, like Twitter was just kind of starting, Instagram was just kind of getting going, same with Snapchat, things like that. Where it was a whole lot harder for us to find the things that we were looking for, but we also weren't occupied with our time either, looking at our phone as well. Like our time growing up was, we were outside till the street lights came on back when I was a kid. Whereas your all's generation of athletes now, when y'all were growing up, it was, video games were big at that time. Cell phones were obviously big at that time. So there's a lot more things that kept y'all occupied where I don't think the seriousness of somebody taking the sport is the same today as it was when I was in high school. And then again, when you kind of get in that point, you lose your motivation and your work ethic. And I think a lot of it is too, is like, for us, we were able to kind of find our love at a younger age. Like when you're outside of the street till the street lights come on, like you're playing tennis ball, baseball in the cul-de-sac at the end of the court. You got your bases out there. You're playing 5-on-5, whatever it is. Whether you're hooping in the concrete and the driveway, whatever it is. When I was in 8th grade, we had a buddy of mine that got a gorilla goal. We were at his house every day after school playing 2-on-2 outside in the driveway, trying to dunk on each other in a 9-foot rim. But we were able to have the opportunity to fall in love with the sport at a young age, playing as much as we were. That was kind of like our time to work with what we were doing. And biggest thing is like I don't think your all's generation has had that opportunity to be in that situation where, when I played baseball growing up, we were at the ballpark all day, every day. Football season rolled around, we're at the football field every day of the week for practice to the games on the weekends, to basketball, you're in the gym every single day. So I think that's where that disconnect is, where I don't think you guys had the opportunity to really find your love of the sport at a young age, whereas people from my generation and athletes long before myself were able to kind of find that love at a young age for a sport.
Another big thing is more kids played sports, more than one sport too. There's still like 1,200 kids that go to school, but maybe 100, 200 play sports. Some of the biggest differences between now and then, the equipment's nicer now, the facilities are nicer now. I'd say back then there's more recreational play, like kids in their backyards playing or just going out, finding their friends and playing. There's more organized games today.
How I think sports have changed over the years. Good question. Well, first of all, sports has not changed. Sports has stayed the same. You run track, you still hit the ball with the bat, you still shoot basketball in the basket, you still throw the football. Nothing hasn't changed, but I would say the athletes have changed. Athletes have changed because of the fact that either some have wanted it easy, don't want to practice as much, some wants to just play games only, and some wants to put in very little work, and some want to put in no work. So the athletes have changed, in my opinion. Sports hasn't changed. The athletes that's playing those sports have changed, and that's something that we as coaches got to figure out, how do we get that back? And those players who figured out how to put the work in and do well in it, you see a lot of success from those players who realize how much work goes into playing their sport. So to me, sports hasn't changed, we have changed, and our athletes have changed.
All right, I'm Mr. Collier. I graduated in 2000, so I've been out of school 25 years. The difference with sports then and now, so when I was going to school, a lot of coaches would come in by word of mouth to recruit. Or if you had a list of schools you wanted to go to, your coach would reach out to those schools, they would come watch you play. That's how we depended on getting to college then. unless you were in some type of AAU program, you have more exposure. What I see now is technology has given the student athletes more opportunity with their highlight tapes on Twitter, wherever they post their videos at nowadays. So the kids get seen more, they get exposed more, and I like 25 years later how it is, because a school that you may have not had the opportunity to go to 25 years ago, you had that opportunity now. So for sure, things have evolved, they got better, and we look forward to getting our athletes into better schools due to technology. Thank you for your time.